Ladies and gentlemen, Deep Ones Amigo, it just wouldn't be right if I did not play The Consuming Shadow at some point during the fall months. Just like the Occult Chronicles, this is becoming a ritual for my channel, and I see no reason why we shouldn't embrace it. Today we're going to play some more Consuming Shadow, everyone. Welcome back. It's been almost a year since this last graced my channel. We're going to be picking up the role of the Scholar again and heading out there to try to banish the Ancient Old Ones who are trying to force their way into our world. And if we're lucky, we may even banish the correct god before we die horribly. So, I don't think there's anything else for me to talk about. You guys are probably familiar with this game on my channel, and if you're not, this is going into a playlist on my channel for The Consuming Shadow. You can go ahead and start from episode 1. I'll talk about what The Consuming Shadow is, I think, for a brief time there, and begin bumbling about learning how the mechanics work. So, I'm pretty sure my voice is coming out fine at this moment, if not a little overbearing, in fact, so I don't think there's any reason to further delay. Let's go ahead and start us up a new game. Man, in all the years I've been playing this, I still have not unlocked the sorceress, or the wizardress, or whatever she is up here. My goodness. Alright, well, you guys know by now, well, maybe you remember, maybe you do not, that I really like playing the Scholar. The game world starts a little weaker. We start with far less clues. The build-up, I think, is very nice. And it will take maybe about 2 episodes to finish a run. Sometimes just 1 episode. But in any case, I really like the Scholar. I think it's my favorite of these 3 classes to play. So we're going to go ahead and pick him. The default character, a car, a gun, and 60 hours to save the world. Let's get started. A shadow is trying to enter our world. One of the ancients. The runes confirm it. I don't know which one. All I know is that they arrive at Stonehenge 3 days from now. One hope remains. The ritual of banishment. 4 runes enchanted at Stonehenge will close the gateway. The trouble is, I don't know what the ritual is. If I investigate the strange events heralding the shadow, maybe I could piece it together. That's all I have. A maybe. We could put on some challenge modes this time around, but, Oh! Actually, some of this is a bit new. Play a standard game with special conditions to try to get the best ending. Complete as many levels as you can in an endless dungeon. No. We're going for the standard game. So let's go ahead and begin our journey. So, I've got 7 birth stars to place. Each of these stars will affect us in some passive way. So, this is actually a really nice area to start in. Extra life, extra sanity, and extra ammo. Let's put a star there. Can we get +3 more ammo? We'll go maybe for a gun guy this time around. There we go. Let's see. So, I'm probably not going to go with much extra spells. We could get some research. Oh, lockpick chance could be very nice with the thief. Can we get 12% lockpick? And maybe 90% research? Yes, we can. We can even do... I thought I saw 12 and 95. 12 and 96? 12 and 96. Nothing stops you, by the way, from dropping these bird stars directly on top of each other to just stack that, but I like mixing it a bit. Which is to say, I don't generally like dropping like 5 stars right on top of each other. There's nothing wrong with that. I won't judge you if you guys do that while playing this game, but I'm not going to do that. Let's see. So let's get a little more research then, or a lot more research. Can we get 3 points of research? No, we cannot. Best we can get is 2.97. Can we get 2 and some lockpick? I saw a 2 and 7. Done. Okay. What's our luck pickup, by the way? 19%. So we have a 34% chance by default to pick a lock. I guess we might as well grab some spell chance since it's another type of effect that's up here. There are other effects you can get as well. I think like there's more melee damage you can get. Extra, like your car will travel faster and so on. So these are just the constellations we have access to today. Why don't we grab more life? 21 life? How about 23 life and 1 ammo? And then can we get sanity and ammo? Alright, here we go. So plus 47 health, plus 39 sanity, plus 7 ammo capacity, plus 3% chance for a random spell, 90% increased lockpick chance, and plus 2.97 research done. You have received a text from the Ministry of Occultism. Cursed towns are the best place to find what you're looking for. Almsborough would probably be your best place to start. Well, let's go ahead and set our destination then to there. There is Oldgate, which is safe and not too far out of the beaten path. With 15 bucks in cash, we could stop by there first and possibly purchase some special equipment to help us. Why don't we do that before we go to Almsborough? Let's see how long it takes us to go 33 miles on these back roads. One hour. You have reached your destination, Oldgate. So we travel 33 miles in an hour, just about. Okay, let's go ahead and see what the town looks like. It looks like it should be clear of the shadow's influence. I feel quite buoyed by the clean air here, and the people are friendly enough. It can only be a matter of time before they catch the shadow's attention. Find supplies. After an hour, I have found the following items on sale from individuals content not to ask questions. So we can take a shoulder... I wasn't expecting this. We can take a shoulder stock for 14 bucks, which improves our fire rate. I think that means we can fire bullets faster. But I don't think I want this one. Let's go back to the car. Really, Tim? You came here for an item. I did, but I don't think I want... Let's take it while we're here. Most of the items that you find in the game, I think all of them, to my knowledge, have some special effect which may take place during an encounter that you could have, giving you an option to best the encounter without a chance of failure. I've not actually seen what the shoulder stock is used for, if there is one that it correlates to. You received a text from the Ministry of Occultism. Network's down in Billshelm, and I need a message couried there within 10 hours. Don't expect a warm welcome there if you let this slide. Well, let's go to Almsborough since we know that's currently held by the Shadow. And it's 52 miles, so this will take us probably till, I would imagine, 1641 p.m. $16:51. Okay, we've reached Almsborough. I don't like the fog in front of us here, but let's enter it and see what's happening. Reports have reached me of mysterious pests rising up from the ground at numerous places. They attack randomly, killing cats, stealing food, and injuring people. It is clear that this is only the beginning of something terrible. I feel that it won't be long before these creatures grow larger and bolder, or someone gets some monstrous infection from a scratch. This has to end now, and it is I who must end it. Oh, please don't be kill 3 nests. I hate getting that so early. It's been a year, but I don't like getting that one so early. The townspeople concerns seem to center around an office building. Apparently, it was evacuated for an extermination early in the crisis, but has not since reopened. Furthermore, no one can confess to having seen any of the exterminators come out. It must be the location of the nest. These creatures do not have the sophistication or for misdirection or subterfuge. A single nest. Okay, that's not so bad. That's better than finding and defeating 3 nests in a location. I always am amazed at how good the theme is for this game. So simple, yet so well done. We found the nest. We might as well deal with it now. Okay. We discovered a small handful of standard 3. We have recovered a small handful of 3 standard 9mm rounds. The syllable "ew" had many uses in the language of the ancients, most notably as the last symbol of a notorious dispel, purported to be powerful enough to banish a god. There is nothing of importance left to this place. The longer I stay, the more time I lose. But there might be things of interest here that we still want. Someone left their keyring here. Hopefully I can open all the doors now. Sometimes you will be allowed to automatically leave a place that you are investigating. I have discovered some dusty jewelry estimated to be worth around 3 pounds. Must be glass beads. The language of the ancients, in it, the name Chozo is often identified with a symbol resembling an incomplete number 4 with a detached line. Chozo is identified with the EU rune. So we know that there's a god named Chozo, and we know its rune is EU. I'm pretty sure you guys don't need me to tell you how the game works at this point. So I'm going to skip trying to describe such things as to like why certain things work the way they do. This guy's pretty brave though, so I'll talk about that really quick. I don't know if I'd have it in me to go and explore a strange place full of monsters. The walls of the cave were absolutely covered in the rune commonly pronounced as EU, each one daubed on in a chalky red paint by what I sincerely hope were human fingers. The rune EU is associated with the color red. We're finding lots of information about Chozo today, but we still don't know if he is the invading god. I guess if I was the only one, though, who could stop a horrific god from showing up, I'd do it. The animosity is rooted in the suffering reportedly endured by a worshipper of Yushang while captured by the cult of Sho. Sho worshippers seem to tell the story the other way around. Yushag appears to be the enemy of Sho. That's still not enough information for me to flag Yushag as the enemy of something. This could be the invading god, and Chozo could be the invader god's enemy. All I know is these two don't get along. The carving dates back to at least 6000 BC and depicts Yushag paying blessings and tribute to a figure labeled the God of Pain. Its value as an antique is, unfortunately, meager. Yushag is an ally to the God of Pain. Well, okay, so the God of Pain is up here, and so possible invader, invader's enemy. Oh, that would mean you... Well... Let's not make that assumption. Anxiety seems to be getting the better of me. I feel hot and nauseous and my hands won't stop shaking. Hopefully it will pass. I found a discarded wallet containing 5 pounds. There was no reason for me to rush past that creature. As someone who now suffers from anxiety, I can understand exactly what this is like. I've recovered a small handful of 3 standard 9mm rounds. Nice. Oh, we're floating. We're floating. Alright, overall, for our very first location, that went really well. The creatures still infest every crack and shadow of the town, but I have ensured they will no longer breed. A combined effort by the locals will be enough to exterminate the remainder. I can move on now. Okay, we took a tiny bit of damage, but we might find a snack if we go to a location, so I'm not going to bother healing myself. Let's go to Bizholm. $91 miles. 1823, I think. So we're doing really well at this point in the game, and so much that we still have most of our sanity. We've taken not a lot of damage. I'm not going to risk this being someone who reduces our sanity at this point. We will ignore it. I stopped to enter a corner shop that didn't look abandoned and was confronted by an armed man in hastily assembled survival gear, demanding money from a terrified cashier. He attempts to simultaneously cover both me and the cashier with his gun, flicking his aim left and right. His eyes are wide and nervous. It's like one of these is the correct answer and one of them is the wrong answer, and I'm pretty sure they flip-flop, so we're not sure which one is the correct one to go for. So I would try talking him around, so we'll try that. At first it seemed like I was getting through to him, making calming statements with my hands in the air, but I took a step forward too quickly. He flinched and brought the gun down on my head. When the stars had cleared away, I was alone in the shop. Both the robber and the cashier were gone. I returned to my car feeling foolish, nursing the throbbing lump on my brow. Oh wow, I was really off at the time. Almost a full another hour passed by. Now we will heal. Okay, let's head in. The message is received by a flustered man dressed not dissimilarly to myself. He is agitated enough that I am forced to awkwardly remind him of the agreed payment before he can run off, whereupon he throws a handful of notes at me and disappears into the shadows. The atmosphere is tense here, as news has spread of the darkness infecting neighboring towns. Besides that, I cannot sense the shadow's influence. For now, let's find supplies. After an hour, I have found the following items for sale from individuals content not to ask questions. So we'll take a lucky charm. Increases loot. And set a new destination. Saxel. Looks like it's taken over by the shadow. Let's head up there. Oop, I said let's head up there. 60 miles. So this should be 2 hours, right? So we should get there at 22, just about midnight. Is that right? No, just about 11 o'clock. You received a text from the Ministry of Occultism. We'll open this one. Stock up on ammo whenever you can. If you run out in the field, you may just have to flee. And that's another town lost. A tip. The taint upon this town brings to mind the work of a medieval plague. There are people wandering the streets bent almost double, as if an invisible weight clings to their backs. I saw a tarpaulin in the street, covering a huge mass from which something that may have once been a limb extrudes. Something far worse than a mere generalized taint has caused this. I feel I'm drawing close to a source. Not sure enough for a full rift, but perhaps an artifact. My investigations keep turning up the name of an elderly and eccentric professor, whose home address I have acquired from the university. By all accounts, he is absent-minded enough to keep a dangerous occult text in his house. Sounds like me. I have to recover it I have to recover it, and I have to recover it now. And I need to do it before I start paying too much attention to the screams and banging being made at the back of my mind by my sense of self-preservation. Find and recover an occult text. Sounds like we're going to either get a spell or another piece of the final ritual. A body lies at my feet. Their body appears unharmed, but the face is contorted into a silent scream of agony. Pain, perhaps. We will investigate this entire hallway. Nothing. Okay. The wallpaper looks very nice in this location. Very creepy. Nothing but an old stab-proof vest, but maybe it could prove useful. Prevents wounding. Wounding would result in us bleeding, which would be damage over time that we would take until we get to a hospital to stop the bleeding. We should go up first. Thank you, by the way, again, whoever had told me how that works. I didn't realize you can counter the cultist spells when they cast them. Now, can I bring up my notes? So that guy was in white. The runes were white. He had a white shield around him. I'm going to go with white as the color for the God of Pain. The game is really good like that, in that certain cultists will chant certain colors for their runes and have a certain protective field around them, which relates to the god that they worship, who grants them those powers. I found a set of keys. These should make exploration easier. This may be where we want to go. So let's double back. In the language of the ancients, the name of Nyx is often identified with a symbol resembling a circle with a point coming out at the top. So we know another god is Nyx. So these are the gods. Yushag is an ally of the god of pain, so we know Nyx is the god of pain. Nyx is identified with the Ang rune. I'm still not sure exactly what this means. It says invader's enemy. So that makes me think Yushag is the actual invader, but I'm not sure. Not enough yet to click that as something I can confirm. We have another locked room. That must be the text we're after. We'll come back for that. There's something up here. The carving dates back to at least 6000 BC, depicts Nyx paying blessings and tribute to a figure labeled the God of Disease. Its value as an antique is unfortunately meager. Nyx is an ally of the God of Disease. Important part of the banishment mantra is to incant the rune of the creature you intend to banish as the second syllable of the mantra. Note, be very certain that you have the right rune. There's nothing of importance left to do in this place. The longer I stay, the more time I lose. I've recovered a small handful of 4 standard 9mm rounds. We can't stay. There's a hunter here. Nothing but an old set of skateboarder pads, but maybe it could prove useful. We'll just keep those here. Stop. Mostly garbage, but we found a lockpick. We're taking a lot of damage in this place. The town is lost to the shadow, and nothing I could have done can change that. But perhaps, with what I've recovered here, this will finally be the last. Okay, how are our supplies holding up? Skateboarder pad. We have 4 items already. It's very nice. Hopefully we'll be able to handle other encounters that require these. This one is one I tend to get frequently. A car where there's a baby in the back that needs to be saved, but there's shards of glass all over the place, which makes it difficult to actually do so. Alright, let's go to Sumton. You received a text from the Ministry of Occultism. There's fighting on the streets of Kid Church. They could use some hands-on assistance. If you have the time to sort this out, you won't go unrewarded. Stop. Where is that? Okay, we're heading in that direction. Kind of. The sight of blue and red flashing lights in my rearview mirror startled me out of a light doze. A police car is signaling for me to pull over. The police car pulled in behind me, and a single officer got out. I watched him in the rearview mirror as he sauntered to the driver's side window, then stared innocently into the middle distance as he leant down and requested to see my license. As I turned away to search my dashboard, I heard a menacing click in my ear and a fluttering of ungodly flesh. I had been tricked. The officer was one of them. The butt of the gun collides solidly with my head, and the last thing I remember before consciousness slips is being pulled out of the car. 2 hours have passed since then, and now my head is clear. The next step is to determine exactly where I am. Escape. The Ang rune has been inscribed on the wall here in white. It could be either a marking of territory or a gesture of thanks or recognition to another god. So we can cast a spell here, a single rune. The symbol on the wall seemed to grow more distinct for a moment. There was a wave of recognition. I found it strangely reassuring, and we can recover sanity by doing that. I have been a prisoner of the cult of Nyx for some weeks. There's some other god they're trying to appease. They keep chanting, Kiz, Kiz, Kiz. Please send help. Nyx is allied with a god identified by the Kiz rune. So far, my guess would be that Yushag is the invader based around this clue. But this god could be the enemy of both gods, so I'm still not sure. What is the proper way to go? Being very careful. Okay, there is something left over in this room, so we want it, whatever it is. Yellow in a room that you have left means there's something on an object there. Yep, or an object you can search. I found a discarded wallet containing 6 pounds. That leads to the exit, I think. Yep, it's white, so that is definitely the way we're supposed to go. We have looks like 2 more rooms, and I want to search them. Oh my goodness, Tim. I recovered 4 standard 9mm rounds. Come on. In a pile of useless metal implements, I found a small tool that I could use as a functional lockpick. There was no reason to take either of those hits, Tim. It's awful. What symbol is that? It's an upside down Kez. As I invoked the rune, I felt a wave of answering energy from the wall. There was a wave of recognition I found strangely reassuring. Okay, we're done. Just like in real life, I don't go running everywhere. I go walking. I'm very cautious. I've recovered 3 armor-piercing bullets, which seems to have been held as a keepsake or trophy. How to switch that again? Is it... Oh, no! Stop! Please don't cast a spell. Okay. I can't remember how to switch what type of bullets are in my gun. My car is waiting for me just outside. I don't know if they intended to use it or thought there was something important inside it, but I'm not about to question Providence. Q and E. Okay. Where am I? Oh, holy crap! Thank you! They actually saved me a bunch of time. The cops must have... Yeah, maybe they... So, what was interesting about that encounter, if I want to look at it from a thematic point of view, is that the rune there was upside down, which is generally meant as, I think, an insult. So, maybe it was Chozo? The police worked for this god and dropped me off there to force me to investigate that spot, where I found some information that would help me deal with him. You received a text from an unknown number. Let's open this one up. I've wired you 12 pounds. Don't ask who I am. Just keep doing what you're doing. Thank you. Super chats. Right, we did take some damage. Let's heal. There goes all of our medical supplies already. Oof. As soon as I arrive, I see creatures of the shadow infesting the streets, attacking wantonly. The people are making a valiant effort to fight them off, but the struggle could go either way. I prepare to lend my effort to the resistance. I received some dusty jewelry, estimated to be worth about 8 pounds. Thankfully, my small contribution has been enough to turn the tide, and I'm able to give advice on further defense. The local authorities, 21 pounds, are grateful, and when I none too discreetly mention the posted reward, seem happy to pay it promptly. I feel quite buoyed by the clean air here, and the people are friendly enough. It can only be a matter of time before they catch the shadow's attention. I found a small walk-in clinic for homeless people that will treat me. A proper hospital would be unthinkable. Let's refill our med kit. We have illegal drugs already. We could purchase more of them. But I think we'll visit the special location and see what bullets we can buy. After an hour, I found the following items on sale from an individual's content not to ask questions. It's really cheap. $3 for armor-piercing rounds. Let's buy a few of these. And we'll buy one more standard bullet. That leaves us with 23 cash. We've already had the encounter. I think with the body armor would have helped us. So we'll just skip that. Let's return to the car. Set our destination. Hobblemouth? Looks like it's infected. So let's head there next. Oops. You have reached your destination. Reports have reached me of mysterious pests rising up from the ground at numerous places. They attack randomly, killing cats, stealing food, and injuring people. A situation like this is just the first sprouting seed of a total invasion by the shadow. It starts with petty nuances, killing pets and ruining crops, and sooner or later it escalates to missing people being found half devoured. The solution is to wipe this out now, before it gains any more footholds. The local council have already mounted a hunt for the origin of the creatures, and claim to have looked everywhere and found nothing. From this I deduce that the nest is somewhere the council prefers not to talk about. I found what I was looking for in a slum district, inhabited by homeless people and street prostitutes, all of whom were giving wide berth to a particular abandoned tenement building, thought to be haunted. Find and destroy a nest. Every, I think it is 20 hours, the game gets tougher. You'll fight stronger creatures at that point. We're already doing extremely well. We just need 2 more parts of the ritual, I believe. Although I've been taking lots of damage. I should have checked what equipment I have with me before I walked in here as well. I found a very old 9mm ammunition box with 4 bullets remaining. There is a ruined factory not too far from me, and it's abandoned, obviously, being a ruin and all. And I've seen people go through it on the internet. There are a few pictures of people going through there with cameras, what have you. Not at night, but even during the day, it's still kind of creepy to watch them explore the location. A body lies at my feet. They are scarcely recognizable as human. Their body is little more than a mass of oozing deformity. That sounds like disease, and it was in purple, the rune. So my guess is purple is actually a rune for Yushag. So we're just missing the aspect of Chozo, and we're missing which one of these is the invader. The carving dates back to at least 6,000 BC and depicts Nyx defeating and casting out the figure labeled the God of Fear. It appears to have been intended as an insult to a rival faith. Nyx is an enemy to the God of Fear. Yes, so it's a good thing I didn't declare which of these are the invader yet. We know that Nyx is Yushag's ally. Chozo is an enemy of Yushag, and Nyx is also an enemy of Chozo. So we still don't know which of these two is the invader. It's the only thing we need left from this. I can probably now click on that. That's no longer useful to us. I left the room as a creature showed up, so we lose some sanity for doing that. This is the nest. The god identified by the Aang rune is not the god attempting to invade. I know you're reading this, scholar. Your actions will have far further reaching consequences than you could possibly imagine. The god identified by Aang, Nyx, is not the invading god. Then we know who it is. Nothing left for me here. I can escape now by the same way I came in. Mostly garbage, but there's a piece of sturdy wire I could probably twist into a lockpick. We haven't fully explored every inch of this location, and we really want to do that. The music hasn't changed, so there's no hunter in this location. The wall responded, but we did not recover any sanity. It's only a chance to recover sanity, if I recall correctly. And I think we left another rune down here somewhere. Your reach on those creatures is slightly greater than theirs. And so as long as you don't run into them, you should be fine. We gained 1 point of sanity there. I have found an ancient 9mm pistol with 4 bullets in the clip. No magic wand has been waved over the town to remove the taint of the shadow, but with the infestation removed, it is certainly quieter. I make my way back to the car, hoping that what remnant of this town population survives will get back on their feet. Well, we know what god it is. We just now need the final ritual. We need 2 more symbols. We're lucky to still find lots of clues about this, even though we have all the information we could desire at this point. Very early, too. We could try going to Stonehenge and farming Stonehenge for information, but that's always risky. I think we'll hover around Stonehenge, though. Let's go to Hersforth to start. And if we get another rune there, we can head down towards Stonehenge and hope to find the final rune on the way. That's 97 miles. Tim, are you sure about that? How about you don't do that? No, let's do it. 4 hours just about, though. Received a text of the mystery of occultism. Been rolling my cyanide pill around my mouth all morning. Wondered if I should bite it. Tastes like one of those chewable vitamins. Lost sanity. Out of curiosity, I stop when I see a man in a tailored business suit in the road, standing exasperated beside an extremely expensive car. This is the locksmith's kit. He tells me that he has locked something important inside the car and asks for my assistance. His awareness of the shadow and its effects seem to be somewhat limited, if he isn't simply blocking it out. Try to pick the door open. I wasted an hour rattling away at the lock with whatever small tools I could find, but get nowhere. The high cost of the car evidently pays for some good security. Eventually the man shoos me away, concerned I am scratching up the paintwork around the lock too much. This usually happens. I fail every single attempt to solve those puzzles if I don't have the item that guarantees me the success. Network's down in Kid Church, and I need the message courier within 9 hours. Don't expect a warm welcome if you let this slide. Where is that again? We were there before. That's too far. We can go to Henceforth. It looks like it's actually clear of the shadow. Actually, why don't we do this? There's no reason to go to Hersforth. It's not hostile. We'll go to Goreberry and then back to Kid Church. Judging from the clouds, I'm anticipating this being held by the shadow. The taint upon this town brings to mind the work of a medieval plague. There are people wandering the streets bent almost double, as if an invisible weight clings to their backs. I saw a tarpaulin in the street, covering a huge mass from which something that may have once been a limb extrudes. This is not merely the result of a spreading infection. I feel I am drawing close to a source, not strong enough for a full rift, but perhaps an artifact. Reports indicate that the strange events began after the police raided an abandoned house. A number of artifacts were seized. The facility the police uses for evidence storage will be my next destination. It must be recovered. I'm willing to take the risk. Thankfully, the vile air in this place makes my mind heavy and confused, which goes some way to suppress the aching terror I should feel at the prospect. Again, this will be either a spell or, hopefully, another rune that we need. It's at this point in the game that I might need to switch to different types of bullets. I recovered some dusty jewelry, which I estimate to be around 5 pounds. And we have lockpicks. 6 of them. Alright, that worked. Wonderful. And you don't lose the lockpick either, if you're successful at that. small tool that could be used as a functional lockpick. Some 8 pounds in the box. I suppose the police were using this as some sort of drop-off point for bribe money or something of the sort, too. 3 unfired hollow point bullets that appear to have been hastily concealed here. Oh, it is a police storage. An ancient 9mm pistol with 4 usable bullets in the clip. Running out of here is going to be a real pain in the butt. I found a set of keys. £6 more in cash money. 4 more usable bullets. There was a corpse here. Their body was so horribly diseased that a violent bursting of swellings and boils appears to have proved fatal. Poor guy. We're gonna go south. The syllable ang had many uses in the language of the ancients, most notably as the first symbol of a notorious dispel, purported to be powerful enough to banish a god. Unless there's any more loot to be found, I can safely call this operation complete. Time to go. Can we just leave? Escape dungeon. We're being chased by something. The rune upon the wall seemed to respond to the invocation. We took some sanity loss there. Wow, what a fantastic waste of bullets. You don't lose sanity from running from the face, but you really don't want the face, eating you. We lost sanity because something else was there on that screen, but we made it out of the place. The town is lost to the shadow, and nothing I could have done can change that. But perhaps with what I've recovered here, this will finally be the last. We took no damage there? Awesome. Alright, let's go to Kid Church then and get paid. We can You received a text from an unknown number. I'm going to ignore that text. We arrived at Kid Church. The message received by a flustered man dressed not dissimilarly to myself. He is agitated enough that I am forced to awkwardly remind him of the agreed payment before he can run off, whereupon he throws a handful of notes at me and disappears into the shadow. Just $7. The atmosphere is tense here as news has spread in the darkness, affecting neighboring towns. Besides that, I cannot sense the shadow's influence. For now. Let's find supplies. Was another precious hour, but I finally found a black market dealer willing to take my money. We'll buy some more armor-piercing rounds. We'll buy some standard rounds. We'll go to Laurel, Waterham, Castleby, Stonesley, and Stonehenge. If we get the last piece of the ritual, we'll go straight for Stonehenge, though. As I stop briefly at a junction, a harassed-looking young man in rumpled clothing runs to my window and pleads for a ride between labored breaths. He says that there are dark forces at work in one of the safe towns, and it's vitally important he gets there. His hand is nervously rattling at my passenger side door handle, which I have shrewdly been keeping locked. Drive on. We're not doing it, sorry. We receive a message from the Ministry of Occultism. Open. You can cast low-level spells in the field to get an upper hand, but be warned that it will make your mind an open door for the shadow. The town is calm and peaceful, oblivious of the shadow. My heart feels pained and heavy as I'm confronted by what we stand to lose if I fail in my mission. This town is abandoned, and it's not hard to see why. Some terrible organized force has torn open a gaping hole in the fabric between worlds, which has replaced all life in this town with a hideous, creeping essence. There are still people on this place of existence misguided enough to want to summon otherworldly forces. The rift here is nowhere near as big as the one that will bring the Ancient, but has been enough to all but destroy the town. Sealing the rift will mean getting close to it. Locating it was as easy as finding a good vantage point and looking for the spot over which multicolored clouds swirled and fluctuated madly. It was difficult to spot at first, a squat little brick tenement nestled between taller buildings, but it exudes an invisible influence that I can feel crawling up the walls of its neighbors. I make my way there through the back streets. Find a dimensional rift and seal it with an incantation. At this point, kind of just want to get to and defeat the get to and shut the rift. That takes care of the seal. The only thing left to do is close the rift itself. Something was in this room. The game pauses while you have that menu up, by the way. Ooh, stronger cultists now. The patient has become irrationally terrified of the color red, to the point that absolutely no progress can be made if I am wearing any garment of that color. A change of medication may be in order. The color red is associated with the concept of fear. Someone left their keyring here. I saw you, giant creature, but we got to avoid you. Something in this room. We can double back there. We'll go back there now. The animosity is rooted in the sufferings reportedly endured by a worshipper of Sho, while captured by the cult of Yushug. Yushug worshippers seem to tell the story the other way around. We already know this. Another victim of the shadow. Their body appears unharmed, but the face is contorted into a silent scream of agony. That would be Yu Shem. Sho is not the god attempting to invade. I know you're reading this, scholar. Your actions will have far further reaching consequences you could possibly imagine. We know that already, game. I know he's the enemy. I knew that almost from the very get-go. Nothing is left for me here. Okay, we will... We have to escape, so there is a horrific hunter here looking for us. Not bad. With the rift closed, the endless ringing buzz has been replaced by the deathly quiet of a deserted ghost town. Still, ghosts are preferable to what resided here when I first arrived. I hurry back to the car. You received a text of the mystery of occultism. I got reports of a sleeper cell in Sumpton. Needs clean up sooner rather than later. Do it or don't. But if you don't, the town won't be safe for long. That's way too far away. In the opposite direction, we're going to Castle B. And I think after Castle B, everyone will call this session. We'll be playing for close to 40 minutes or so, maybe an hour. Let's open this up. We know where your children sleep. They will be eaten first, greased and spit, roasted alive as they howl for their father. That's why I tend not to get... You know, this is why you should just not browse the internet. It's full of trolls. You just don't do it. Don't browse. Don't go on your phone and look up text. Don't pay attention to Twitter. Don't go on Reddit. Don't do any of this nonsense. Just watch my videos on YouTube, viewer. You'll be perfectly fine then. Let's enter the town. This looks like a safe town, though. Do we need any supplies? We don't need healing at the moment. So because there's no fog out here, I suspect the town is, the town is fine. So we're going to pass it by. Let's go to dining. Actually, no, I said we'd stop here, so let's stop here. Wow, we actually have explored quite a bit, haven't we? Oldsgate, Almsborough, Saxel, Sumpton. Actually, we went to Bim's home. Yeah, wow, we've done a lot of exploring. So the only thing we're missing is the knowledge of the final rune for our banishment ritual. Hopefully we'll get that in the next city, or maybe the one after that. And if not, I think we probably still go to Stonehenge and farm for it in there. So thank you guys for watching. Hopefully this was fun, and I will see you guys in the next one. And by the way, if the next one, if we end up doing that right away, then we'll just start another session. Another session. If in the next session we defeat the god, banish it or fail, and we do it early in, let's say less than 20 minutes in, then I think I will just start another go at the game to make it a little longer to watch. So thank you guys for watching this one, and I will see you in the next one. Take care, everyone.